Hey, good morning from the office. I'm your host, BKP, the voice of rural America, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Please take the mic out of my ear. Glad to be back this Tuesday morning, a long 3-day weekend. I hope you enjoyed it. Great weekend, right? Perfect weather. Want to be careful not to enjoy the weather too much here in North Georgia, this perfect weather, with many of our fellow Americans still struggling through the after effects of Hurricane Harvey. And I guess we have, is it Irma? Is that her name? Headed this way to Florida. So, but good morning. You can follow us on Twitter at Fetch Your News, at FYNTV. Also, you can email us, chief@fetchyournews.com, 706-889-9700. You can send us a text message. You can join our YouTube channel. Let me get all this together here this morning. You can join our YouTube channel at FYNTV, Fetch Your News. If you subscribe there, anytime we're live or doing anything, you'll get a notification. Now, there's some big announcements this morning that we're going to take all the way through the week, and we want to work on these one at a time. But we have some things going on. First of all, let's just say on FYNTV.com, the entire format has changed. If you are watching on FYNTV.com, we will schedule every live broadcast. You see that upcoming scheduled live broadcast. So anytime you go there, you will see the upcoming broadcast. We'll tell you what time they are, what day, and you'll be able to see that. And then there's the on-demand. You'll be able to go to the calendar. There's a calendar and check for upcoming broadcasts. You'll be able to search in the on-demand. We have had, now you can go to our YouTube channel and look at every single video we have and go through there. But on FYNTV.com, we will now have on-demand service that you can find and a way to search for things. So I want to talk about that is changing. You have to pay attention, folks, because there's always something changing here at FetchYourNews.com. Every day there's a reason to tune in. Second, I want to welcome Richie as the head of FYNTV.com. Richie's been with us for a couple weeks. We've been working on putting some things together to go forward to the next level. Richie's filling in on Wednesdays. Give me an opportunity to go out and do more research and keep up with more things that's going on in the North Georgia area, especially some of the stories that I'm working on. Give me time to do some investigation research on some stories that I'm working on. But Richie's filling in on Wednesdays. He will soon be launching his own show that will air immediately after this one. So we're going to wait for that and watch it. And we have so many other things going on in the future at FYNTV.com. Also our sports show. So again, we want to welcome Richie as the head of FYNTV.com. We've told you about Rose. Rose, give me that pay attention look. Let me see. Are you paying attention? That's it. Okay. Rose has to have that pay attention look. Little joke I started last week. So Rose is the head of our marketing and social media department. So happy to have her. So many things going on there. And we're getting ready to divide several of the things we have going on with our Facebook for Team FYN Sports, FYN TV. So we're going to clean some things up, streamline some things for our social media department and our marketing. Then, I don't know that I've ever told you this out there, so I can get to moving along. It's already 8:04. But Sam has been producing the show for quite some time, and many of you have gotten to know Sam, and she is still here. But I'm happy to announce that Sam is the general manager of FetchYourNews.com, FYNTV.com/podcast Flash Media Group. If it's here, Sam is now the general manager of everything we got going on. So let me just sum this up. Richie, Sam, and Rose had a meeting Friday afternoon. I was confused on like what I was doing there. I tell you what, I'm going to make this a public statement right now. I have, and I have driven my golf clubs around for the last 7 years. Just drive them around. Everywhere I go, I got a set of golf clubs go with me. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to find the course. Play, All right, in a great mood this morning. We're going to have a little fun. We have Karla's Corner coming up at 8:30, but I want to have a little fun, what I call fun, and enjoy some of these pictures out of Houston before we get to North Korea. Now, we're going to talk about North Korea because I did not want to start out at 8:06 this morning, okay? Because let me tell you something. Whether you're drinking a pint in Germany, I don't know what you're doing over there, whether you're smoking dope and drinking lattes in Portland or Seattle, I'm going to tell you what. If you went in this morning, well, maybe we're a couple hours. If you're getting ready to stroll into your local coffee shop to get that latte and smoke some dope out there in Seattle and Portland, you may just want to pay attention. Can you believe we have people discussing the difference in the atomic bomb versus the hydrogen bomb? I love that. I'm listening to the discussion of, what is the difference? The difference is 24 years of failed foreign policy that we did a very lengthy, deep show. Sam and I, early on when Sam started, we did a very detailed show called 24 Years of Failed Foreign Policy in North Korea, starting with Bill Clinton. Now, North Korea goes all the way back to after World War II. I'm not going to get into that, and Eisenhower and the Chinese and so forth. But we did a 24-year of failed policy in North Korea. Now we have Iran. So we're going to talk about how dangerous the world is, and this morning in North Korea, as some are debating the difference in hydrogen and atomic bomb. Those of you who are headed back to work, Labor Day weekend for a lot of people that visit us in North Georgia, it is clean up, pack up, and hook up the campsite, and head back home. So on 5/15 yesterday, we watched the campers heading south, and we know you spent most of the weekend, a good part of the weekend, getting your last big weekend out on the lake and cleaning up your campsite and headed home. So as you're headed back to work, as you call it, headed back to work, Congress returns to session today. It's a stretch to call all of them headed back to work. Some are, but they head to Congress today, and we'll talk about that a little later. Now, the story today is DACA, right? I mean, these dreamers, as it is put, they don't even make up 0.1% of the population, but we're in gridlock today because of DACA, right? Gridlock. Okay, that's going to stop everything in Congress. That they're in fear this morning. Those young people that President Obama used his executive overreach. But let's look at a couple pictures. Seriously, President of the United States, and I want to do this for one reason only. I watched all the morning shows Sunday. Vaguely gave the president any credit. MSNBC actually making fun of the president, wanting to know where's the entire family, Jared Kushner, Ivanka, everybody, they know good and well that the security detail and what's involved in even just the president being in some of these places, that not everybody can rush down there. There needs to be nobody else there other than the governor, Ben Carson, the head of FEMA, the president, first lady, just a handful of people, Ted Cruz, the senator. So pull up the picture. Let's just call it, let me see what I have here. Houston picture number 1. Okay, pull that one up. I got it numbered there. Houston picture number 1. They don't know what to do with this. Now, I don't want to go down a racial road there, but these people are black, African American, whatever you want to be, all right? And they're taking a selfie with Donald. Now, here's what I'm going to break to you this morning, okay? Donald Trump actually knows more about the inner city and the African American community than Barack Obama did. President Barack Obama did. You don't like that, but Donald Trump, he knows where he's at. Look at that selfie, all right? Smiling for that selfie. They're like, I'm going to get me a picture with the president. All right, go to Trump Houston number 2. Now, this picture has gone viral. There's a first lady. Look at her smiling there. Donald Trump's picked up this little girl, gives her a nice big kiss. The media does not, they do not know what to do with this. Let's go to number 3. Now, I don't know if you had an opportunity to see this. That is genuine. Now, they want to talk about your president not having empathy, okay? He doesn't, he tried. They say he's trying to show emotion. Let me tell you something, okay? I told you about your president early on. I said, watch the way he walks across the White House lawn to Marine One, to board Marine One, holding the hand of his grandchildren, okay? Holding their hand. I said, watch those pictures, all right? This guy there's multi-layers to your president of the United States, but this guy has particularly 2 layers. He is strong, hard, firm, businessman, get the job done. He's going to do it. And then there's that layer of when a child is in the room, everything changes. This guy is really compassionate, and when he went down there, he made sure he spent time with children. Children, okay? Now, what I like about this picture before I move on, and this is the young boy's mother, okay, is he's telling the president to say cheese. If you watch the video, he's saying, say cheese. That's what Donald's smiling about, your president of the United States. This little kid, I watched the video, it's great. He's telling him to say cheese, okay? He's going to take his picture, all right? Now, let's go to number 4. Now, I love this one because number 4, Houston, Trump Houston number 4. I'm going to call him that, all right? This brother wants his picture, man. He got his dreadlocks. He's good. He's like, no, you're going to get a picture of me with Donald. I want a picture with Donald, man. I want this picture, okay? He gets his picture. Donald don't care, man. He doesn't care. This is not bothering him at all. Not at all, okay? Now, the next one, okay, this is number 5, okay? Now, I don't know what you can see in this picture, but Donald Trump, your president of the United States, is sincerely leaning in to the window of this car to talk to this lady. He's engaging in the conversation. Your president of the United States. Now, a lot of people would be concerned, Secret Service, her touching him, but I don't know if you see her hand touching his arm. You know what she says? She says, Mr. President, we're praying for you. That's what this lady says. Mr. President, we're praying for you. This picture here, okay, which I don't want to lose, Richie, for a reason. This picture here, the American people out there, the rural Americans, the American people are not paying attention to all of the Russian scandal, all of the Russian garbage. They're not paying attention to all of this Washington, D.C., Washington Post, New York Times, CNN, fake, phony information. They're not. This lady right here, this picture, you know what they say is worth 1,000 words. She felt good enough to touch the President of the United States, and he's engaged. I'm just saying, these pictures won't go anywhere, okay? Now, I've got another couple pictures because we're going to be closing in on 8:15. You know, I watched all the morning shows Sunday, okay? I watched all of them Sunday. And they continued to talk about the Mueller and the special counsel and the Russian investigation. But every one of them glossed over the obstruction of justice by President Obama, Comey writing in April, already writing an exoneration letter for Hillary Clinton. Not a one of them went in that area. I mean, I just thought that was very interesting. Now, a couple more pictures, okay? Because we're going to get to this. I want to do this before we go, dear. Richie, pull up the Houston mayor. That's Sylvester Turner, okay? Here he's on Meet the Press. This is when you can get to it. This is the mayor of Houston, all right? I know nothing about Sylvester Turner, Mayor Turner. I know nothing about it. All I know is it was actually sickening to watch this is on Meet the Press. Okay, Chuck Todd did everything. Everyone that has had him on the show has done everything to get him to say something negative about the president, negative about the federal response, negative, to try to say somewhere it was a slow response, somewhere the federal government was letting the people of Houston down and the people devastated by Hurricane Harvey. They tried everything. This guy, I got to give him credit. I know nothing about him. Maybe the most liberal guy you've ever met in your life. But Sylvester Turner, the mayor of Houston, stayed positive, optimistic. He was like, don't get angry at me, okay? But to me, hearing his comments, and they may have changed, you may send me one that I didn't hear, but just hearing his initial comments, they were so optimistic, okay, and positive. It was like Giuliani, no comparison, please don't put me in a comparison. I'm not doing it. I'm just saying hearing a mayor after a crisis having to be optimistic, having to encourage his citizens in the city, having to say, we can do this, we can come together, we can rebuild, and we're not going to attack the government, we're not going to attack the president, we're not going to attack Governor Abbott, Senator Cruz. This guy has been outstanding to me. And they tried, folks. They tried everything this weekend to get this guy to say something. Let me give you one more. Now, let me give a shout out to Governor Greg Abbott. Go ahead and pull that one up. The governor of Texas there. What's next in Hurricane Harvey relief? This is on ABC. This is where an interview. He did several interviews this weekend. Outstanding. Governor of Texas has done an outstanding job. So, okay. Now, okay, we have the dreamers. To hell with the rest of you. To hell with you, all right? We have the dreamers, okay? And the dreamers, let's go to the undocumented. Now, all right, yeah, I want to bring her up in just a minute, Richie. I did say that. I told you earlier I wanted that. Go to the one that just says undocumented, okay? All right, they did a Houston area diversity, okay? And obviously this is Meet the Press, Chuck Todd. Estimated 500,000 undocumented immigrants. Now, here on this show, they're illegals. Period, okay? They're not undocumented immigrants. They did not leave their wallet on the dresser as they left the house. They did not misplace their birth certificates or any of their documents. Okay? They didn't. They're not undocumented. It's not like they forgot them. They are illegals in this country. 500,000. Okay? So that is immediately, that is the takeaway from Hurricane Harvey, is these undocumented immigrants, illegals. That's the hurt. Now, Obamacare and the disaster, okay? The fact that Congress is back, and today, Google this, today is the day that insurance companies set their yearly rate. Today. Google that. See if today's not a big day for your insurance rates, okay? Now, the Washington Post, let me show this because these are the headlines in the Washington Post. Go ahead and put up the one that says Washington Post headlines. All right. The Washington Post. There you go. All right. Now, everybody in the last 7 months of President Donald Trump's presidency, the executive overreach, okay? Immediately, we had the travel ban, and we had courts immediately going after this executive overreach. All we continue to hear, oh yeah, thank God John McCain's back, right? I don't know how I went 21 minutes without remembering John McCain's back, and he may help bring order to Congress in this next session, because God knows we will need it, all right? But, executive overreach, which we all know that when President Obama signed DACA, it was an executive overreach of his authority. He did not have the authority to do this. All right, so here's the Washington Post. So following this, here's the headlines on the front page. Let's go to Washington Post number 1. All right. Political fight brews as Trump prepares to end protection for dreamers. Now, this is on the front of the Washington Post, or is that the Amazon Daily Journal, right? Is that what, or whatever it is? So anyhow, political fight brews as Trump prepares to end protection for dreamers. That's one. This is right on the front page this morning. Let's go to number 2. Pastor who stood by Trump pled for him to show heart for dreamers, immigrant. Okay? Show heart. That's the pastor who stood with Trump, pled for him to show heart for dreamers. Okay? That was important. Let's go to number 3. Now here's the one I like. This has picture and all, because you got the Home Depot day labor, all right? An army of workers, this again Washington Post, an army of workers is needed in Texas. Will undocumented, again they left their documents laying on the dresser when they left, will undocumented migrants be allowed to join in? Will they be allowed to join in? Huh? And help with the reconstruction. They'll need armies of workers. So will we turn our heads and let people in to get the work done? And last but not least, I want to show you is, I forget this young lady's name. I got her down. Just do DACA undocumented. So ABC, Martha Raddatz. You always know when Martha Raddatz gets to town, okay? Take that Washington Post. I'm tired of looking at that thing. You always know when Martha Raddatz gets to town, you're going to have hard-hitting stories, okay? So here is this young lady. She's 15. For some reason, they were able to find this young lady, the news, that came here with her parents when she was 5. You know, meaning she went to the school. Remember Friday I told you this? Okay. See, there's days you don't want to talk immigration because there's days you don't want to talk the truth. And you don't want to talk about the truth. Now, I'm sorry. I'm not here to anger you. But you've had an amnesty program in place for a long time. And all I keep hearing is from, let's say, the Tea Party. Not all Tea Parties, please. And, you know, I was Tea Party before it was Tea Party, so I don't want to hear it, okay, if you want to take me to task. All I keep hearing is, no amnesty, no amnesty. No, I keep hearing that, okay? All right, fine. Send them all back. Send them all back. Okay? Send them all back. No amnesty. That's all I keep hearing. I go to these meetings. No, they all got to go back. Okay? And process through back in. All right? I'm not against so many of these things. But somehow Martha Rout has found the 5-year-old. She came here when she was 5 years old with her parents. So it's not her fault. She's a 5-year-old. I mean, how many times have you worked the church nursery and they put a kid in the 5-year-old area, you know, of children's church, and you went through their documents to see if they should be in the children's church of your, right, on Sunday morning? How many times did you do that, right? You didn't do that, okay? So we don't check the documents of 5-year-olds. We just don't do that. But they found this young lady on the screen in Houston that is now 15. Her family has lost everything. I got to scratch my head on some of this. They need to rebuild. They just finished paying their house off. Are they all illegals? I mean, are they all illegals? Right? Interesting. And now she has to live in fear every day. 15 years old. Perfect example. So Jeff Sessions is going to come out today, and he's going to end DACA with a 6-month. That's my understanding. The Congress has 6 months to do something about this, the dreamers in this country. All right? Sessions today, 6 months. Okay? Is that a tweet from Donald? Because I can't say what's he got?
Yeah, right there to your point. You and the president are on the same page yet again.
What's it say? I can't read it across.
Congress, get ready to do your job. DACA.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. So there's a tweet from the president. Thank you, Richie, that you brought up. Get ready to do your job.
Rose.
You got to do your job. Now, let me say something, okay? At 9 o'clock, we're going to go into North Korea and how dangerous this world is today. And I don't want to have a cold show on Tuesday, but we have to talk some realities. Then we're also going to talk about DACA, because I want to talk about the immigration you won't talk about. We all just leave it alone. What do you do with all these people? Because I'm going to tell you something, all right? I'm in Gilmer County, Georgia. Well, that's a news flash, right? That's breaking news. But let me tell you this. I know where there's 100 jobs today, 100 jobs in Gilmer County, Georgia. I know where they're giving you a hiring bonus to take that job in Gilmer County, Georgia. That's what I know. I know the statistic of how many people living in Gilmer County, Georgia today, okay? You're going to say, well, why are you taking Gilmer County to task? I'm going to give you a reason why. I could give you the statistic of how many people are living in Gilmer County, Georgia today that are on some form of public assistance. 100 people could maybe come off of public assistance today. 100 people could possibly get a hiring bonus and have a decent paying job. I don't know. You're going to yell at me. Guess what? You won't work at the chicken plant. Folks, somebody has to work at the chicken plant. Somebody has to. Here's another thing. The dreamers are not going to go work at the chicken plant. Why? Because you see the young lady on the screen, put her back up for a minute. They're what we call Americanized. If they came here at 5 and they're 20, they're Americanized. They're not coming out. They're not coming out of no high school to go to work in the chicken plant. So let me just say that. I watched a friend of mine, it's 8:30, I got to end this, but wait. I watched a friend of mine offer $150 a day for two people to try to come clean property, weed eat, and tear down an old building. Couldn't get anybody. We have something that nobody wants to talk about. Before I go to break, we keep talking about China, and we're going to talk about China and North Korea. Put up that picture of Russia, North Korea. Okay, folks, do you see that red circle? You see that red circle? That's the border between Russia and North Korea. And that's where Russia is sending military forces as fast as they can to that border. We'll talk about that. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. North Georgia's only live online morning show. I don't know. Let's go to break. Get Karla. Karla's Corner. Where was Karla last week? We're going to ask her. But anyhow, we'll be back right after these messages with Karla's Corner.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Circuit World, brand name merchandise at unbelievably low prices. Furniture, appliances, and electronics. Circuit World is locally owned and operated, serving the tri-state area. Circuit World has highly trained professionals to help. Visit your hometown Circuit World today. 3 locations in Georgia: Ellijay, Blue Ridge, and Blairsville, Franklin, and Murphy, North Carolina. No credit checks, so let Circuit World deliver to you today.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Dave Chevrolet in Jasper is dropping the hammer. Over $11,000 off MSRP on new Silverados. Just look what we've done to the price on this new LT Crew Cab. Save over $11,000 and pay just $32,500. And Dave Chevy is dropping the hammer in a big way on all new Chevy Malibus. Save over $6,500 and pay just $17,900. The savings are real and they're big at Dave Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Dave Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart.
And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win, win, win. And if you going in, put your hands in the air, make them stay there. All I do is win, win.
And we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning. Now, our set has moved over. We should have paid attention to that because we usually use pictures, so we should have paid attention.
That's fine. I like that I'm not, like, right in the camera.
You like that?
Yeah. I'm not so bright when I'm
I don't like that we're distanced, like we're on the Starship Enterprise and we're distanced and we're traveling through time.
It's okay.
Is it?
It's good. No, we're good.
No tighter shot. That's one time you and I agree.
We're good.
Gotta go with the tighter shot. Hey, I'm your host. It's Tuesday morning, BKP, and it's time for Karla's Corner. How are you?
I'm good.
Okay.
Well, I'm good except for allergies.
You want to know? Let me tell you what I want to know. There's a friend of mine posted on Facebook what this Dragon Con was all about.
Yeah, I don't. You're asking the wrong person.
Really? I think I'll ask Lonnie later.
Yes,
you think
Lonnie would be a better person to ask.
Lonnie will know?
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. I've never been to it. It's not my. I have friends that go to it. I've seen it all over social media, but it's not something I would go to.
Well, I was thinking, why? I was wondering, why can't we just do our own Dragon Con right here? You could head that up. You want to?
Being that I am someone who has never seen a Marvel or a DC movie.
Don't say that.
Ever.
Don't tell people that.
I've never seen any of those movies. I hadn't seen Star Wars up until the new one came out. Charlie made me watch all of them so that I could know what the new one was about. Like, that's how far behind and out of touch I am with that whole world.
X-Men?
Never seen it.
So, if I'm talking Wolverine, you have no idea.
I know who Wolverine is.
You better know who Wolverine is.
But I've never seen the movies or anything.
Okay. All right.
I don't do, when it comes to like TV and movies, and I'm pretty out of, like, as you know, I was sick this weekend, and so I had to rest, and I had to watch a lot of TV. And I learned real quick why I don't watch cable television anymore. After about 12 hours, I was like, why do we even have cable? Like, what's the point?
Do you watch Netflix?
Sometimes.
Okay, I have good shows on there.
I have certain things that I like to watch, but I binge it in like 2 hours and I'm done. Like, why do I want to sit and watch 20 minutes of commercials for 10 minutes of TV? No, I'm good. And they're terrible commercials.
Well, I'm watching Mad Men again.
I watched Mad Men, but I've never finished it.
Wow, you're just revealing all kinds of things this morning. Marvel Comics, Mad Men. Who doesn't finish right to the end?
I got to the point in Mad Men where I think she had already had the baby, the girl that worked there. Somewhere in there. Like, I don't even think I finished the first season.
Let's move along. Now, usually when I get together with you, I need a distance. Let me see your reach because I don't want to get hit.
No. Well, what are you going to say?
Well, I usually, at this time, I like to ask you, what are some of those kind of social media posts that really get on your nerves? And somebody, I get up and I'm going through Facebook and somebody says, passed a kidney stone. And I'm like,
he's making fun of me because I passed a kidney stone.
No, I'm not. I'm like, I don't want to know you passed it. Why are you telling me? Why do I care? And who was that?
I had a ton of social commitments on Sunday that I said I was going to be at. And instead of private messaging every single person and telling them why I wasn't going to be there.
Why not private message? Why did I need to know?
Because I was tired and I wanted to sleep. And I thought, this will be an easy way to not have to worry about it. Did I want to put my business all over Facebook? No. If I lived in a different, perfect world, I wouldn't.
Well, I'm on Facebook and I'm looking at it. It said, I passed a kidney stone at 5:30 this morning, and this is serious. And I'm like, why do I need to know this? Who is this person telling me this? And I look up, and it's you.
I had places to be, and I didn't feel like messaging everybody that I promised I would be where I would be to tell them.
So if anybody had not heard of it, that's their problem, right?
Pretty much.
Because you told the whole world.
I did. Well,
all right.
It's just easier.
It might be easier, but
And let me tell you something. When you pass a kidney stone, you can tell me all about making appropriate decisions when it comes to socializing. Because let me tell you something. When you go through that, you don't feel like not caring about making social decisions. Hours and hours and hours of being in pain. You just don't care.
Yeah, I go on Facebook, I say, oh, please tell me how you feel.
And let's talk about the fact that I didn't ask for prayers. I didn't ask for anybody's well wishes. I just put that this happened, and I didn't want to call out every event.
Why didn't you ask for prayers?
Because I was fine. I passed a kidney stone, moving on. I was exhausted and tired, and I was up all night doing it, and I just wanted to sleep, and I didn't want everybody texting me and blowing up my phone saying, where are you? Why are you not here? You said you were coming to this, you know.
You said, you mean you really don't know? I live my life out there on Facebook.
That's the way it is sometimes. It's true.
But you know what? I answered, somebody said they couldn't figure out why they couldn't sleep, and I answered the question. I'm like, this is one thing I don't get involved in on Facebook. Somebody said, why am I awake at 3 a.m. and I can't sleep at 5:30? And I was drawn into that, and I answered that. And that's like one of those, you know what I mean?
No.
Like, why you don't? It's the full moon.
I'm actually transitioning from Facebook to Twitter. I mean, Facebook is still important, but personally, I appreciate Twitter because it's more, it's
Twitter.
less personal. It's less personal.
Well, I like Twitter, but at my age, which we won't go there, I never thought I would ask somebody to follow me on Twitter. Just never thought. So what's going on?
So now we can actually talk about things that are important. We're going to talk about some of the best North Georgia fall festivals and events coming up. But first, we're going to talk about this weekend, which kicks off Apple Picking Jubilee at Hillcrest Orchards. And for those of you that don't know what Apple Picking Jubilee is, it is you basically pay one fee and you get to do all of these things, and then you can decide what the quantity of apples you plan to pick by bag size, and then you pay an additional small fee just for whatever size bag you want to pick apples. But some of the activities, the first one I want to mention, because it's one of a kind, it is one of the only apple tree mazes in the United States. Hillcrest Orchards has, and I took my kids last year and we did it, the only apple tree mazes in the United States, one of the only. It's basically just like a corn maze. You go through the apple orchards, and they've set up a maze in the trees. And there's all these little activities and things to do as you're going through the maze. So it's pretty cool. So that's one of the things that's included.
This is a busy month for you.
It is a busy month for me. And we're going to dive into more of that, but I'm going to finish talking about Apple Picking Jubilee. They also have mini golf. They have a moonshine museum. They have the farmhouse apple museum, which kind of tells about the history of apples and things like that. They'll have wagon rides, cow milking, pig races, multiple playgrounds. They'll have musicians. So from now until the end of October, they're going to have live entertainment. You also have all of the normal stuff you get at Apple House, your bakery, your goods, all the things in the market. But this is a huge event. It lasts from now until October. So it's...
Could you tell them to send me some pies?
Sure.
Please.
We're going to do a pie tasting at some point. I just have to get out there and get pies from everybody.
You really want to put that kind of pressure on me?
Yeah.
Okay,
we did apples last year.
Yeah, we did, and I got all those right.
No.
Remember? Mm-mm. You want to do that again?
No.
You want to take a chance again?
We're not going to do apples. We're going to do pies.
Okay, because last year we put all the apples, and I got all of them right. You know what the problem was?
If you got them all right, then there wasn't a problem.
But it's a busy time. The apples are in. They're in, and U-Pick is out there. You can go to your
Starting
website.
this weekend, you'll be able to pick your own apples at Mercier's, at RNA Orchards, Red Apple Barn, BJ Reese Orchards, and Hillcrest. All 5 orchards will have U-Pick starting this weekend.
And folks, all the things we're talking about, you can find that on the GilmerChamber.com website, right? Up in the right-hand corner, there's the calendar of events. And there's an Apple page.
We have a page just about We Keep You Posted. We also have...
What's it called? Just Apple page?
It's LJ Apples or something like that. If you type in LJ Apples, I think it comes up as one of the top pages.
Yeah, right. You can't miss it.
If you Google it or whatever. And then in our office, we also have a board where we're keeping up with what's in the market at all the orchards. So we're trying to keep that updated.
Oh, so you got a whiteboard and you're like, we
used to separate it by apple
pink
house.
ladies are in, this is in. So they can call you and you can just go X out which one's in. So if you come in and visit, you can see.
We used to have it organized by like...
You're not manning that, are you?
Yeah.
Because you are? That would concern me.
Apple houses have what, but then it got like one weekend you'd have this and then one weekend you wouldn't. I couldn't keep up with it. But I can keep up with kind of as a whole who has what. So, and like we're trying to keep up with something. If it comes in, we add it to the board. If we know that something has passed, we'll take it off. We know that there was Honeycrisp, and we put limited quantities because some people will get them, and then as soon as they get them, they're gone. So we put limited quantities on that. So there is a board.
Somebody
it has a
knows
list.
that's my favorite apple, and they got some in, and they sent me a message that said, they're here.
You can say it's Aaron's Apple House. That's fine. We can talk about them.
I didn't say, I can't. Well, I didn't want to say Steven sent me 3 messages and said, I tried to tell you 3 times. I can't hold them any longer. There you go. So, I mean, I didn't care not to say Steven. You know, Steven and I.
Sam wants to join the pie eating contest.
Oh, so we can get a whole look. You want to get contestants?
Lisa told me to smack you.
Who told you to go live social media on the air?
Just saying.
Who told you this?
Anyway.
Don't. No. Stay focused. So you want to get a whole panel of pie judges?
I thought we could.
You want to do that? I think we could.
We could. We have to get a different table to do that, though. This table is too small for that.
We can bring the big table
Sam
in.
would kill you if you brought the big table back
Who
in
will?
here, Sam.
You've heard stories?
I've heard stories. So
we could get enough. We could get it to where we can set it up to have it to where we can have our pie.
We have had some amazing weather. So this weekend, this Labor Day weekend, there were so many people.
Here's the weather for this week.
Sorry. She wanted to tell us the weather because I said weather. Anyway.
So if you say weather, that'll do.
You have to have it accidentally hit the button and made it come on. Anyway, so we had some great weather this weekend. So I saw lots of photos and people tagging our hashtag and everything that they were out picking apples this week, which is great because the apples are here and you need to pick them while they're here. Don't wait till October. To me, the worst thing you can do is wait till October. Pick them now. Pick them while they're on the trees. That's the best time. Because come October, you're limited to what you can pick because it'll be picked over. So I tell everybody, come now.
You said pick so many times. I'm so confused. I mean, you said don't pick now, pick later, pick Tuesdays, pick Thursdays. If you pick now, they won't be there in October.
Just come pick apples. That's what we're saying.
I'm so confused, right? Just come on and do it now.
Yeah,
right?
I've got to get some apples.
Have the kids gone out?
No, we usually go after I go to my conference, which is I leave Sunday, depending on what.
So you take them to pick apples at the time you're telling other people.
No, it's like the 3rd week of September.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we usually go about 3rd week of September.
You going to a conference?
Yeah, if Hurricane Irma doesn't throw it all off, we'll see. It's a Cat 5 now. Did you hear that this morning?
No, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, it's Cat 5 now.
Well, I'm very concerned with all of our friends on Hurricane Harvey, and I don't want to say but here, but boy, when that comes from this side, I remember last time it came up through North Georgia, so I'm worried about all of our friends in the Miami area and
everything I read. This is we've only had 4 Cat 5 hurricanes to take this path in the last, I forget how many years, but and I don't remember all the names. I know Hugo was one of them, and I lived in St. Simons when Hugo came through, and we evacuated when Hugo came.
I think Hugo, we had to evacuate. I had to load my pooches up in the middle of the night.
Yeah, and so my conference is in Jekyll Island, and so we'll see how that works out.
All right, I don't know how we got onto that.
Well, I'm just saying I won't be here next week because I'll be at a conference.
You won't be here?
Assuming that the hurricane doesn't change my plans. We'll see.
Okay.
So let's get back on fall festivals and events because we have a lot to go over.
Should I talk apples at 8:30 Tuesday anyway?
Sure.
Okay.
You can.
Just checking. Well, I am in Gilmer County.
You should have. Usually you're eating apples this time of year.
I'm with you. But Stephen sent me a message 3 times.
So on September 15th and 16th, which is a Friday and Saturday, the Good Samaritan Catholic Church is having their annual flea market at the Lions Club Fairgrounds. This is a do not miss event. Every year I go there and I'm like, why did I not buy these things? Because they let me go do a preview just to promote it. And I mean, old records, furniture, books, Christmas stuff. I mean, they have everything.
This is big.
I'm pretty sure I saw a camper out there this morning that they might be selling.
This is big.
So
what is it?
The 15th and 16th is Good Samaritan Catholic Church Flea Market. They hold it every year at the Lions Club Fairgrounds. You don't want to miss it. And I'll be doing some more.
This is huge.
Promotion about the flea market. They're going to let me come down there and do kind of a preview and stuff like that. And then on September 16th, which is a Saturday, we have the Maxxis Tires Fool's Gold 60 mountain bike race at Anderson Creek Retreat. And what that is it's a huge mountain bike race. It brings between 400 and 500 mountain bikers to the area. And it's 7 to 11 grueling hours of racing. So it's a big deal. It's a great mountain bike race. We have information about it on our website.
I do very few things that involve grueling.
That was the words they choose.
Well, I mean, I understand that's what they choose. But
And then the following weekend, the September 23rd and 24th, we will have our first annual Tiny Home Festival here in LJ. It'll be in East LJ. The Tiny Home Mountain Festival is just featuring all things surrounding tiny homes and also surrounding our area, living in our area, things like that. Then the same weekend kicks off the Water Lily Festival at Gibbs Gardens. It's supposed to be like the gardens in Monet's paintings. So it's supposed to be really beautiful. Then the following weekend, September 30th and October 1st, we have Dancing Goats Folk Fest. That'll be in downtown LJ. It's our first folk festival we've ever had. That gets you kind of through September of all the events happening. I'm going to scroll down because I also have other events that are happening. Oktoberfest starts in Helen September 7th, so everybody knows that. And then September 15th and 16th, Blue Ridge will be having their Blues and Barbecue Music Festival. And then that gets you through September for our kind of in this area festivals and events. So, and I'll touch on October next time because we still got some time to go into October.
Okay, we'll schedule our pie eating contest or pie.
Sam says
tasting.
we should do it outside.
We can do that. We've got the. We can take 2 cameras outside. We can do that.
Yeah, she said it'd probably be better to do outside.
We can do that. We can do the pie eating outside. What else we have? I think about it. Oh, Blues and Barbecue. I like Blues and Barbecue.
Yeah, there's a lot of great events over the next few weekends.
I like the U-Pick, and I like all the Apple events, and it's sending us right into October. And you know what? What a beautiful weekend. If we could get that, we're moving into your time of the year. Because something tells me you're probably already unpacking Christmas ornaments for you. Last year you were in Germany, right?
Yes.
So this year you'll be home and you got like 18, 19 trees planned?
Hold on.
Right?
I was going to show
you. So I know it's way too early in the year, but you do not know Karla. Karla's actually planning now.
I don't have a picture of it. I was going to show you guys.
But you're planning now, right?
So yesterday,
yes.
I got behind. Normally September 1st, before the first football game, my fall decorations are up. And because I had not felt well, I've not done it.
You were drinking pumpkin spice a month ago getting ready.
Yeah. So yesterday, Haley's like, Mom, I'll go up in the attic and get your fall stuff down. I said, okay. So I let her go up there. She brought it down. So yes, I already have my Halloween Christmas tree up. It's already decorated.
You have a Halloween Christmas tree?
I do have a Halloween Christmas tree. I will share a photo of it. I thought I had it on my phone, but I don't. Of my Halloween Christmas tree. I got to get some more pumpkin lights for it because I upgraded from a 4-foot to a 6-foot this year. I felt like I had enough stuff that I could decorate my Halloween tree.
I know what you're thinking, folks. Really, it is September 5th, and you're talking Christmas trees. 18? How many we decorate?
I do, let's see. I typically do between 8 and 10. I'll probably do 10 at my house this year.
All right.
I got to buy a black Christmas tree. Every year I don't buy the black Christmas tree.
Why?
And I get upset because I always need it. Because I need a black tree for my Halloween tree instead of, I'm using a green tree right now. I need a black tree.
Oh, I can see
and
that.
I want a Star Wars tree eventually. So I need a black tree to be my Star Wars tree when that comes. But anyway, because of all of my Germany stuff that I bought for Christmas, I'm going to add at least 2 more trees to my house this year.
All of your what?
My stuff I bought in
Germany
on my Christmas stuff.
Yes, okay.
So, because I'm going to do a traditional first time, it is a traditional German Christmas tree, which is when I bought these little clips that go on the tree that hold the candles. And I got some of the cookie ornaments that they used to make, how they used to make ornaments back in 200, 300 years ago, how they used to make ornaments for Christmas trees. They would make this special dough, and then they had wood presses that they would press the dough and let it dry, and it would make ornaments that they would hang on the tree, and they would paint them and hang them on the Christmas tree. So I have some of those. So I'll have a very authentic, traditional German Christmas tree, and then I have another 24 ornaments that I bought while I was on my trip in Germany. So we will have a German Christmas tree. Then at Charlie's mom's house, I usually put up at least another 8 Christmas trees there, and then you got the 3 I usually do at work. So yeah, lots of Christmas trees I will be putting up.
Well, folks, we are in the beginning of September here.
Talking Christmas trees.
9/5, but the reason we are doing that, we're only a couple weeks away from fall.
Yes, and that's why I was trying to give you kind of the overview of all the festivals and events kind of happening in our area through September, because I mean, while you come up to pick apples, or whether I know Fawcett's Farm will be opening up in the next couple weeks with the sunflowers, and they're on the way to Burt's from one of the apple houses, Burt's Pumpkin Farm, so you can go apple houses, sunflowers, Burt's, or you can go around and then go back to Blue Ridge and do Blues and Barbecue, or you can, come back here, and we've got Tiny Home Festival, Dancing Goats Festival. So, I mean, there's tons to do over the next couple
But
weeks.
everything is on the website, folks.
Yes.
GilmerChamber.com. Up in the right-hand corner is the button that says Calendar of Events, everything that Karla was talking about this morning. If you're looking for the Gilmer Chamber of Commerce on the northbound side on 515, right there in East LJ, coming up through there, you can find them. It just says really big Gilmer Chamber Welcome Center. Stop and say hello. Another thing about that Chamber Welcome Center, there is an electric car charging station.
Yep.
A lot of people, if you're traveling up here, and we have a charging station there. So I have actually had some friends of mine from Atlanta just concerned about coming this way based on charging. So there's a charging station over there, and everything's on the calendar of events.
We also have a blog that we did on our website called The Best North Georgia Fall Festival and Events. We shared it on our Facebook and all of our social media, so you can find it on there as well.
I don't want to get messages, because you know me well enough. I don't want to get messages that say that I may be insensitive. Are you feeling okay? Are you feeling better? I'm trying to show my sensitive side. I mean, like, nice side. Are you feeling better?
Yeah.
Was that rough?
No, it was rough after it happened, but I've rested at least 24 hours.
Have you?
So I'm caught up.
You're good.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go, folks.
Well, the funny part about the whole thing is I'm in the middle of passing it, and I needed medicine. I needed some medicine, and Charlie's like, "You want me to go to Walmart for you?"
I've already lost my sensitivity. I was just
this is like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. He's offering to go to Walmart for me and get some medicine. I'm like, no, because worst case scenario, he goes to Walmart and doesn't get the medicine I want, and then we're all gonna have a meltdown at 5 o'clock in the morning. So I was like, it's fine, I'll do it. I can make it to Walmart. Let's just say that was the worst decision I ever made, was to try and make myself go to Walmart to get medicine in the midst of all of that. and it was miserable. So people don't do that. Just don't do that.
Okay, well, let me say this.
So anyway, yes, I'm feeling better, other than allergies. And I think you've got allergies too, so.
Yes, the early morning, and I had to get a sweatshirt out.
Yeah.
I had to get a sweatshirt, sit on the porch.
It was 59 degrees the other morning. It was awesome.
It was. It's beautiful at night, too. I'm your host, BKP. You've been watching Karla's Corner. We hope, in a roundabout way, we hope that you're able to go to your conference next week. That means maybe we're spared from the storm.
Keep your eyes on the storm.
So we want to be careful out there on that. So we wish you well in your conference. And don't forget, all of the You Pick apples are on the website. There's a page just dedicated to all of the Apple events and all the things you can do. And the Jubilee, what's the official name?
Apple Pickin' Jubilee.
Apple Pickin' Jubilee.
At Hillcrest.
Did we cover about everything?
Yep, we did for September. We'll talk about October later.
Okay. I'm your host, BKP. We'll be back right after these messages. Thank you, Karla.
This summer, nothing says love like a box of truffles, especially if that box of truffles is in a blizzard.
This is all my favorite truffles. Fudge, caramel, and peanut butter. It's like a surprise in every bite. I bet you're full of surprises.
Actually, I'm full of chicken strips. Just had my break.
You're cute.
Still got it.
The new Triple Truffle Blizzard Treat with fudge, peanut butter, and caramel truffles. Welcome to Dairy Queen. Enjoy a $1 Misty Slush and more.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff. Broken Bull, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing, is locally owned and operated. Our Simply Noel selection is the largest around. We have a great selection of unique clothing and several lines to choose from for men and women. We carry a beautiful variety of handmade jewelry from Blessed Be and others. All kinds of gifts, starting to carry shoes this fall as well. Come visit us on your next trip to Blue Ridge. We can't wait to meet you at Broken Bull, located in downtown Blue Ridge. Papa's Pizza to Go in downtown Blue Ridge is the best in the area all-you-can-eat buffet. Call ahead or order online now at papaspizzatogo.com. Use our convenient pickup window for the best in pizza, subs, wings, breadsticks, salads, and more. And be sure to check out our lively game room. We serve lunch and dinner, catering available, take out or dine in. Papa's Pizza to Go in Blue Ridge, proud sponsors of the Fannin County Rebels. Be sure to check out New Blue Home and Gift, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Find us on Twitter at New Blue Home. Everything beautiful for your home or a special gift can be found at New Blue Home and Gift. Call us today at 706-455-3873 or visit us at 531 East Main Street, Suite 103 in downtown Blue Ridge. Kinty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Fine sterling silver, luxurious baby alpaca, and exotic woods. A beautiful selection of exquisitely crafted gifts for all of your special occasions. Visit our website, artesiansilvergifts.com, or follow us on Twitter at Artesian Silver Gifts. Kinty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop in downtown Blue Ridge. The Tupelo Tea Mission is to provide over 80 premium tea blends for tea lovers who are looking for ways to explore new flavors and blends. Come visit Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Be sure to sample our various varieties of honey and tea. Visit us on the web at tupelotea.com or call us at 706-946-TEAS. That's TEAS. Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge.
Hey, do you guys, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. You can get us at chief@fetchernews.com, fyntv.com, chief@fetchernews.com. Let's see, call us at 706-889-9700. Follow us at Fetcher News, at FYNTV. Do you guys have the most recent tweet from Donald? Is that something you have that you can put up, or put that up there? President of the United States tweeted out, "I am allowing Japan and South Korea to buy a sustainably increased amount of highly sophisticated military equipment from the United States." Now, let me not take the president to task on this, because I think you all know that I support the President of the United States. Well, Mr. President, this is one time. The little whack job's not going to be deterred by a tweet. Deterred by a tweet. I'm not calling him anything. I am allowing Japan and South Korea to buy a sustainably substantially increased amount of highly sophisticated military equipment from the United States. Sorry, won't work. And let me tell you why. This is my opinion. Let me give you my quick opinion of North Korean crisis, okay? Folks, first of all, North Korea hit the nuclear test one, that picture, nuclear test, North Korea, all right? You see where they blast up there, 6 point something on the Richter scale. We're in a debate on whether it's a hydrogen bomb or an atomic bomb, which is, they're saying it's a hydrogen bomb, and the difference. And you see where the test is, okay? Now pay attention how far north that is in North Korea, okay? If you follow that red blast north, you find, I wouldn't say 100 miles, put up Russia, North Korea. Okay? In that red circle, that is the Russian border of North Korea. Now, folks, Russia, and we have allowed it, okay? George Bush stood in the well of Congress and called North Korea the axis of evil. Folks, you need to understand, we have created a nightmare with, I'm not for sure the solution. And I know all the cheering we do about Mad Dog Mattis, okay, and how excited we are that Mad Dog's in charge. But you know, you can hire the best one day too late. Don't take it wrong. Don't attack me for what I'm about to say. You can hire the best in the business one day too late. You can be so broke that when you bring in the top person that can turn the ship around, they have no choice but to say, you are so broke, there's no turning it around. All right? We are in a mess in North Korea. We allowed Madeleine Albright, okay, Bill Clinton, the list goes on. We could have handled China after World War II. I don't want to go too deep there. But that picture right there, go back to the blast really quick. Go quickly back to the blast, okay? You see that northern blast of where it showed up? Now go back to the other one where Russia is. China and Russia are together, is my opinion. This is totally my opinion. They are together. Russia has brought nuclear weapons. The mass weapons of mass destruction have come down from the north, okay, into North Korea, and conventional weapons have come over an enormous amount from China. Okay, Russia has supplied the weapons of mass destruction from the north there, and China has supplied an enormous amount of conventional weapons. Now, Russia and China, my feeling is, they are determined to lure us in. This guy, you keep thinking, what's wrong with this guy? Why, Russia and China are helping us by telling him to, ratchet it back. Hey, dude, cool out. I, for one, don't believe that's exactly happening. Because if you check, everybody says, well, this guy's not crazy. He's not crazy. He's not Kim Jong-il. He's not crazy. Why does he continue with the test, knowing one move could wipe him off the face of the earth? Why is he doing this? Or is North Korea what they want are using to pull the United States in? Are they doing everything they can to get us to strike first? Is that possible? Is that the South Korea? We cannot have all these weapons pointed at South Korea. See, first of all, China does not want a unified. If you think for 1 minute that China and Russia are sitting there, you see, Russia's not that far from Japan. That entire Korean South China Sea Peninsula area there, they do not want a unified Korea or Japan. Look at Taiwan, the list goes on, okay? So the bottom line is, I feel that Russia and China, you see, Russia is involved in a destabilization in our country today. They have given all of the left, which is helping every single day, all the ammo they need to try to make it look like that Trump is complicit and, is not dedicated to the United States of America and sold out to the Russians. The Russians have done everything they can to create a division in this country in every way whatsoever. You have not lived through, I have not lived through, only your parents know about this. If you're my age, we're not prepared for a major loss in this country. We wouldn't know how to handle it. If we strike first, okay? If we strike first with China and Russia, okay? Forget the sanctions. I don't want to hear what the hell came out of the UN today. I get so damn tired of what came out of the UN. Sanctions will not work. They have not worked. We have tried sanctions over and over. We have nuclearized Iran. We have a nuclear Iran. We have a nuclear North Korea, and we allowed it to happen. And you don't have a way out of it. You have no way out of it. That I think if we strike, Russia and China will retaliate. Somebody will retaliate. Now, let me tell you something. You lose 40, 50,000 people over in South Korea, you lose an aircraft carrier. See, we don't know anything about that. Okay? We have not suffered major loss. Now, I know what you're going to say. Wait a minute. Don't be disrespectful to the men and women that left their blood, the treasure of this country, on the desert over there in Iraq and Afghanistan and other areas. I understand that. But this country has not experienced a massive loss. You wake up in the morning in one of your aircraft carriers, okay? Russia and China may be drawing us using North Korea into World War III, and they have all the pieces put together ready to go. It's very possible. We are not at the strength levels we need to be. We are not prepared the way we need to be. Show that Korean peninsula just real quick there. All right. That's the Korean peninsula. If you look there, you got Taiwan on the bottom. You got South Korea, North Korea, Japan. If you look, you have China, and then you have Russia coming down from the north. I, for one, do not believe that we are in position to attack him and that we can withstand what the retaliation is from China and Russia. We have allowed this for God knows how long. But, we got to have Andrea Mitchell. Put Andrea Mitchell up there. They go to Andrea Mitchell, and I just almost lost it this weekend. North Korea, what to do, okay? Just leave her up there for a minute. North Korea is, I think, they're being used to pull us in. They're now a nuclear powerhouse. They've tested a hydrogen bomb. They've claimed they could strap this hydrogen bomb to an ICBM, okay, that could hit Portland or Seattle. Has this been all along a Russian pre-war strategy, including the Russian investigation, including the war? Have we already been in war with Russia, okay, for several years? This comes from the Daily Telegraph News. This is April 20th, 2017. They deny this, but Russia moves troops and equipment to North Korean border as Kim... Sorry about that.
Wesley saves by switching to...
Russia moves troops and equipment to North Korean border as Kim Jong-il warns of super mighty preemptive strike. Okay, there's been denial of that, but China has moved troops to the border. Russia has moved heavy military equipment towards its border with North Korea. All right, that was April 20th. One more here from the Daily Mail. This goes back. If it opens up here, folks. Bear with me just a second. This is from the Daily Mail. If it opens up, I'll share it with you. And leave her up because this is the Russians have been moving troops. Last year we read articles on the largest. Russia went through the largest training to prepare their people for nuclear war. Google that. Last year, the Russian government prepared their people and went through a training, a mock training of a nuclear attack in Russia. Last year. Putin sends, this is from the Daily Mail, this is April 20th also of this past year. Putin sends troops to Russia's border with North Korea after, the story's acting funny, after, I'm sorry, can't get rid of this. Don't you hate that when you can't get rid of an ad off of one of your articles? Putin sent troops. This is another one. I'll bring it up in a minute. Sunday, we had to bring in Andrea Mitchell. And Andrea Mitchell told Chuck Todd, the South Korean appeasement is an insult. North Korea is seizing the moment, she said. They see a weak president, low approval ratings, can't get anything done in Congress. They know Trump has limited options, okay? Now, this came from Andrea Mitchell, and I'm going to end the North Korea story here because I got a couple more I want to work on today. I met his father. Now, this goes back to Madeleine Albright when Bill Clinton sent Madeleine Albright and Andrea Mitchell there. I met his father when we were there for a diplomatic mission. Folks, the left is as guilty, the media, the corporate world, corporatocracy of the media is as guilty as anyone in helping the communists around the world, okay? This is a bad communist regime that is linked to Russia, which is communist, which is China, which is communist, okay? This lady wants you to believe that that was a diplomatic mission, that it worked. I met his father when we were there for a diplomatic mission with Secretary Albright, and we were getting closer to normalizing relations. What happened if you were getting closer to normalizing relations? don't think you were ever getting closer to normalizing relations. I think that North Korea has been used all these years by Russia and China. You do realize the breakup of the Soviet Union did no more than strengthen communism around the world, whether you want to believe that or not. And that's a story for another day, okay? With Secretary Albright, we were getting closer to normalizing relations. This is a very different North Korean leader. Russia, the USSR was broke. They were totally broke. Ronald Reagan broke the USSR, and they knew if they broke up the USSR and retained Mother Russia, that they could financially become strong enough to do what they're doing today. That's right, to do what they're doing today. We're going to leave that one alone for now. Like I said, Putin sent troops. Vladimir Putin is sending troops and equipment to Russia's border with North Korea over fears the U.S. is preparing to attack. The Russian president fears there will be a huge exodus of North Korean refugees. If America goes first, Russia and China will condemn us immediately. They will run through the world and condemn us. And I'm telling you right now, they will find good reason to retaliate on us because they will not allow a unified Korea. And their game plan is to lure America into this war. And they're waiting for us to flinch. What do you got there? I can't see that. What do you got before I go to break?
Of the three nations within the UN, China, United States, and Russia, that'd be a 2-to-1 majority as far as condemning the U.S. It'd be easy to do, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, exactly. They'll go to the UN and they'll condemn the United States for our attack. And I'm telling you right now, you wake up one morning and you got an aircraft carrier. And you've got an all-out, full-scale war. America's not ready for that. We are not prepared for that, and they know it. And they know that they have achieved to divide this country. Oh, yes. And let me tell you something. It's pretty sad when we're sitting here with Russia and China as possibly, what I think, trying to draw us into the war they've been setting us up for years, as they were able to use people like Barack Obama, Podesta, George Soros, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, and the list goes on.
They infiltrated.
To deteriorate and divide this country and to destroy it from within.
So you don't think some of it's just to prevent a surge of refugees as far as the troop buildup on the border? Would that be the optimistic view in your opinion?
That's the optimistic view. I do not trust Russia or China for no reason whatsoever, and they have built up their military for this day. They are ready. They have done all their military exercises. They know that 2 and 3 team up together can take out 1. We are vulnerable. They know that. They know our people are divided. We are not prepared to fight in this country. Build up for a mass exodus of refugees looks good on paper, but you do, if this was not a strong possibility of luring us into something bigger, Mattis would have worked through this strategy months ago.
It's like my grandpa used to say, though. He was a Korean War vet. He used to always say Truman should have just let MacArthur take care of it in 1951.
I'm glad you said it, Richie, because I've heard that all too many times. Why we didn't take care of it in 1951, I agree with you wholeheartedly. Let's take a break. We're going to come back. Let's go through the list of things that Congress has in front of them to do. And let's talk a little bit about immigration one more time before we close. And then I want to go through a list of things that Richie had put together this morning before we close the show. Take us to break.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge, we have your new house in stock.
Circuit World, brand name merchandise at unbelievably low prices. Furniture, appliances, and electronics. Circuit World is locally owned and operated, serving the tri-state area. Circuit World has highly trained professionals to help. Visit your hometown Circuit World today. 3 locations in Georgia: Ellijay, Blue Ridge, and Blairsville, Franklin, and Murphy, North Carolina. No credit checks, so let Circuit World deliver to you today.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Days Chevrolet in Jasper is dropping the hammer. Over $11,000 off MSRP on new Silverados. Just look what we've done to the price on this new LT Crew Cab. Save over $11,000 and pay just $32,500. And Days Chevy is dropping the hammer in a big way on all new Chevy Malibus. Save over $6,500 and pay just $17,900. The savings are real and they're big at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart.
And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they say there. 'Cause all I do is win, win, win. And if you going in, put your hands in the air, make them stay there. All I do is win, win.
And we're back. I'm your guest, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Richie, I want to do the 2 videos. I sent you 2 videos. Okay, I want to get those ready. All right, now, let me do this. This is the Russian investigation developments. Now, here's the reason why. And I didn't go into this because I found an article that said, you know, China, and we get very little information out of there, but China told their people, this is several months ago, to prepare for World War III, okay? I'm serious. I know you don't like anything about this, but you're waking up and you got people like Andrea Mitchell, Joe Scarborough, Minka, CNN, and the corporatocracy of the media, the corruption there, trying to lead you to believe, and you have people on a round table trying to give you the difference between a hydrogen and an atomic and where the missile could travel, okay? With 36 miles away in Seoul, South Korea, they can wipe out millions. But the only thing the media thinks is important is 85,000, okay, dreamers in Houston. That's what's important today. That's top of the list. Now, if you don't believe that the media is involved helping Russia, okay, to divide this country, divide and conquer from within. So when we get attacked, okay, there's no way we're going to, this is my opinion, there's no way we're going to be able to hold up to a Russian-China attack on this country, which is already happening. It's been happening for years. So what was important? Now, if you don't think they're not crooked, if you don't think they're liars, corrupt, fake news like your president says, this was on NBC Meet the Press, okay? And I watched 4 shows. I will not watch CNN. I watched the CBS, NBC, ABC, and Fox. Russian investigation developments, okay? Russian investigation developments. Mueller obtains early draft of Trump's letter firing Comey. See, Mueller gets the early draft of Trump's letter. What about the early draft in April? For some reason, why did he start it in April of Comey's letter exonerating Hillary? Interesting. But they got that. Mueller teams up with New York Attorney General and IRS. Why? Why not team up with New York's Attorney General and IRS to filter through the Clinton Foundation with many more things that we don't have time for? Manafort turns notes over to Mueller in intel committees. That right there should be Soros, Podesta, Cheryl Mills. The list goes on. Don't have time. Trump organization sought deal in Moscow during campaign. They sought a deal in Moscow during the campaign. This is all built in to lead you to believe that your president is a traitor. This is going to go with North Korea. If this comes to fruition, you better watch, because Russia they're responsible for this. They're building doubt, and they're using our people, the great John McCain. They're using Mueller. They're using our media. They are using us in this internal war that you are not paying attention to on a daily basis to try to create in your mind that your president of the United States colluded with Russia and is a traitor to his country. I'm serious. You have to pay attention, because when it comes time for you to make a decision on who you trust, okay? So organizations sought to make a deal with Moscow during the campaign. Obama is the one that had the hot mic that said, as soon as I get reelected, I can do what I want. So those are the updates. Now, I watched all 4 shows, and I heard several things pertaining to the Russian investigation with the updates. They just forgot to add in that James Comey was writing in April of last year, the letter that exonerated Hillary Clinton. Why was he doing that? Because we hear every day obstruction of justice. We hear every day that the president stepping into our state, our attorney general's office and trying to manipulate an investigation with the FBI. Remember the famous dinner where Donald Trump says, hey, you know about Michael Flynn? You know that guy, Michael Flynn? And was he trying to end an investigation? Right? All of that we hear. But we don't hear anything about Obama, FBI, Loretta Lynch, all the same people, President of the United States, FBI Director, and Attorney General. All right? But you hear it the other way around. So let's look at Obama with Chris Wallace, and this happens to be in April. Now, don't forget, the letter James Comey is writing to exonerate Hillary is in April. Why would Obama go with Chris Wallace? Now, let me tell you something. When Obama went with Chris Wallace, you need to understand, that wasn't we didn't luck up that day. Obama, did 2 interviews in 8 years with Chris Wallace? Maybe 2? I'm not going to play the end where he says, man, it's glad to have you back, Mr. President. It's been 8 years, right? So it was by design that you heard the President of the United States say what he said that day with Chris Wallace by design. See, he got his message out to MSNBC. They were carrying the water. When he went on Fox was to give you, all right, by design, a message. So go ahead, and you got the timing where I want that? Go ahead and play this. This is Chris Wallace.
That's the message of resilience, that we don't panic, that we don't fear. We will hunt you down and we will get you.
Last October, you said that Hillary Clinton's private email server did not jeopardize national secrets.
I can tell you that this is not a situation in which America's national security was endangered.
Since then, we've learned that over 2,000 of her emails contained classified material. 22 of the emails had top secret information. Can you still say flatly that she did not jeopardize America's secrets?
I've got to be careful because, as you know, there have been investigations, there are hearings, Congress is looking at this, and I haven't been sorting through each and every aspect of this. Here's what I know. Hillary Clinton was an outstanding Secretary of State. She would never intentionally put America in any kind of jeopardy. And what I also know, because I handle a lot of classified information, is that there's classified and then there's classified. There's stuff that is really top secret, and there's stuff that is being presented to the President or the Secretary of State that you might not want on the transom or going out over the wire, but is basically stuff that you could get in open source.
But last October, you were prepared to say she hadn't jeopardized, and the question is, can you still say that?
I continue to believe that she has not jeopardized America's national security. Now, what I've also said is that, and she's acknowledged, that there's a carelessness in terms of managing emails that she has owned and she recognizes. But I also think it is important.
Folks, pick out the word intention and carelessness. Okay? Intention and carelessness. Now, this is April of last year. Okay? April. Okay? She did not intentionally. Okay? And carelessness. Now, you got to understand, he comes out and he gives this interview to Chris Wallace. And he obstructs justice, okay? He lets Comey know that it doesn't matter what you do. I don't think she intended and she was careless. Now, wait a minute. So this same exact month, James Comey is writing a letter already exonerating. Now, you got to remember, 17 witnesses are not interviewed. All the way up to number 17, Hillary. You remember the day they interrupted her on 4th of July and she baked cookies and everything, put out the lemonade, and FBI didn't even put her under oath. Cheryl Mills, Brian Pagliano, the list goes on, okay? All right? 17 witnesses. President of the United States goes on, tells Chris Wallace she didn't intentionally do anything. It was careless and reckless, all right? He is writing a letter exonerating her. Now, this is July 5th. Now, we don't have time to go through the whole entire thing because you will... Now, go to July 5th, Comey, and play that one. All right, he probably froze up. He's going to get it ready. Give me a thumbs up when you get it ready. Now, if you go to July 5th, now that we find out that Obama goes to Chris Wallace, says intentional, she did not intentionally, and she was careless. He is writing an exoneration letter right then, directive from the President of the United States, without even investigation being anywhere close or, anybody actually being subpoenaed. Where is the pressure? Where is the FBI raids? Because they stole things, they broke things, they bleach bit. Where is the FBI? The closest thing the FBI did to really coming to a raid like Manafort's house was, the Wieners. That's it. I'm serious as can be. It's the closest thing they've done on this. So listen to Comey on this famous July 5th.
So that's what we've done. Now let me tell you what we found. Although we did not find clear evidence that Secretary Clinton or her colleagues intended to violate laws governing the handling of classified information. There is evidence that they were extremely careless in their handling of very sensitive, highly classified.
No intention, and they were careless. Damn! April, Obama says no intention, and yes, they were careless. Comey at the same time is writing the exoneration letter. And then July 5th, he gives all of the reasons why she should be in prison today in an orange jumpsuit. And then he says, but let me tell you what we did find. We did not find her to be intentionally, there was no intention here, and it was careless. Go ahead, Richie.
There's that liberal echo chamber I keep hearing about, right?
I can't, folks. I am so begging America to wake up to the fake news, evil corruption that is surrounding us on a daily basis. When you look at NBC News and they give you Russian investigation developments, I'm telling you right now, they are building the narrative that your president of the United States is a traitor if they can. Nothing this weekend, not a show one, that they discuss Comey, his intentions, no intentions, and careless. President Obama, April, no intentions and careless, or that Comey's writing a letter to exonerate. That is proof positive that President Obama obstructed justice and internally tried to manipulate an election. We keep hearing Russia manipulating an election. Russia came in, hacked our system, but we know it didn't change a vote count, right? We know it didn't change the outcome. Russia put bots into the social media sphere in the areas of Michigan, and that's why the blue wall crumbled, is the Russian bots. All these things that we feel happened, but the things we know happened, it's silence. Thank God for John McCain, right? And birds chirping in the air. You can hear birds chirping outside of the silence. What is worse, my friends? The destruction, the intentional divide and conquer from outside forces to destroy this country, or the intentional and to manipulate an election, or the intentional inside forces of this country to manipulate an election, divide and conquer, and try to destroy this country. I'm telling you, we should have a whole wing in a federal prison, and it should have the peacock on the top of it, and they should call it the NBC wing. And then they should have the other wing for ABC, and then CBS, and then CNN. CNN should, just have their whole department there, a CNN department. I swear to God, that's not a joke. I'm not saying it. Oh, no. I'm telling you right now. Oh, but that's freedom of speech, freedom of the press. Well, hell, I'm going to tell you, I believe in freedom of speech. I got the Constitution here. I believe in freedom of press. But I don't know that I believe in the freedom to destroy this country as you and I know it. Oh, hell. All right, I didn't mean to go there. That's somewhere I didn't want to go. Let me do this before we leave. You got the September list, put that up. This is what Congress has come back to do. Pass a budget. You know what? I want sound effects so I can have like the laugh machine at these kind of things. Pass a budget. Raising the debt limit. Just everything about that. I just enjoy the thought of that, raising the debt limit. I say we don't raise it. Oh my God, he's off the reservation. He's left the reservation. Don't raise. I always want to find out what the hell will happen. What the hell happens? You don't know. I always love it because our government, no matter if it's local, state, or national, they always try to massage us with, you don't know what would happen. You don't want to go there. Trust us. You don't want to go there. You don't want to see the outcome of that. Just trust us. Okay? I think we're in this country at a point where we want to find out what the hell happens. What happens that one time we don't? What happens? I mean, Do they send us a 30-day late letter? I know that's like, oh my God, that is so, I don't know what you would call me. But we want to find out in this country what would happen, what would really happen, okay? Keeping the government open. God, we need to keep the government open. I'm for sure we need to keep the government open. The border wall, okay, and tax reform. Folks, there is more corrupt wheeling and dealing going on in Washington, D.C. today. They're only there for 17 days. Half of those are travel days. And we're going to raise that debt limit so we can keep borrowing. We're going to keep the government open because right now, Hurricane Harvey is the gift to liberals that they did not realize was coming their way, because you can't not fund relief efforts, right? You have to. I want to say something now. Why shouldn't I wait till 9:50 to really probably aggravate all of you out there? And I say all. I mean, maybe you'll come back tomorrow, maybe you won't. But here's what I'm thinking. So, 85% of the people in the Houston area or the hurricane area do not have flood insurance. I know. You're going to say, really? This is what you're going out with? 85% of the people in the path of Hurricane Harvey don't have flood insurance. And they keep talking about this emergency flood insurance plan, government insurance plan, that is out of money. So one, how is that my problem you don't have flood insurance? How is that my problem? Okay? How is it? I want to know. And when you keep talking about that emergency flood recovery money, that seems to be my money. So one, how is that my? I mean, I'm not wishing. I know it's sad when we look and we see people that have lost everything, their family pictures and everything like that. But the Houston area, the Gulf area, is a flood zone. How are you not required to have insurance?
Well, a lot of people did have it, but I know the Houston area and the coast over there had major flooding the last couple, 2-3 years, and a lot of these insurance companies couldn't give them a policy without an astronomical monthly rate. So they got canceled. So that's why.
I understand. I understand wholeheartedly, but then.
But I agree with you.
How is? But okay, I have to have flood insurance where I live. I have to. It's required. I have to have it. My mortgage holder said, you don't have flood insurance. No way, you have to. So, and then we had a flood, and we called and we said, hey, our house, we had a flood. And, they didn't cover anything. I mean, they come up to, oh yeah, we see it. Your fence is gone, this is gone, that's gone, but we don't cover that. All right, I don't want the people of Texas or any of our audience to get upset with me. I just get so confused on when the day is we're going to run out of money, period, because we're not going to raise the debt ceiling to continue to borrow. Somebody has to pay these bills. I mean, when you hear we're going to approve $8 and $9 billion, okay, I'm just saying.
Sometimes you just have to assume your own personal risk when you decide to live on the coast, right? I mean, at what point do we say, if you can't afford the flood insurance because it floods all the time, then you just got to.
It's called no fault insurance. It's no fault. Our country has created a blanket for every American out there, no fault insurance. It's never your fault.
And they villainize the insurance companies to the point where they're the big rich evil bad guys, when in reality if they were to collapse, we'd be in huge trouble.
No fault insurance is what we've come down to. I'm your host. We only have 6 minutes. I want to run through here. I didn't get an opportunity to go through some things. I kind of got sidetracked. My apology. But I had some show prep notes. North Korea KO coming soon. Ambassador Haley and Secretary Mattis have made it clear as clear as can be. Richie, you really think we can do something there militarily without bringing China and Russia into it, and actually the possibility of millions of deaths in South Korea? I mean,
well, what this bullet point is about is I'm sure you saw what happened at the UN yesterday, and also what Secretary Mattis has said, that there's always a military option. But with that said, I think they're trying to pursue a strategy of economic isolation to China, South Korea, Russia, to make it clear that there's other ways to make you come to our side here. But your thoughts in the last segment kind of blew up this talking point. But
that's your that's the way you see it. I just don't see. I see us being drawn in. That's what I see.
No, I think you're right. I mean, I think it's possibly a little bit of both, in that everybody's waiting to see what Trump will do next. And I think everybody in the world assumed it would be a Hillary Clinton presidency, and they knew how big of a war hawk she was, and that this was going to happen. That this was the plan all along, if you will, without getting too.
To move her, DACA, Dream Act, drama sessions coming out at 2:00 today to say you've got 6 months. We'll work more on immigration. I promise. I was going to say some things you don't like. Obviously, it's called the reality. Who are you going to get to work, folks? You do this tax. So let me tell you something, okay? Every time I hear tax, a tax plan that will repatriate money, this is great, from around the world and bring the jobs back to this country. Who's going to do them, folks? Okay? Who's going to do them? I'm sorry, just telling you, because we have generations. We can't get 100 jobs at the chicken plant filled, and you're going to bring jobs back. Who's going to do them, folks? Because I'm going to tell you something. If it requires a shovel or a saw or something like that, and a kid can't sit around and talk on this phone and click on a computer, that's another. We only got 3 minutes. The DREAM Act. What do you think, Richie? I'm reading your notes here. What do you think is going to end up happening with this in the next 6 months? And I hate to put that in 1 minute.
Well, some of the nuts and bolts of this, as far as the next 6 months go, politically, this is a little inside baseball, but I think Trump played it well. We talked about this Friday. I predicted, and I think you agreed, that Trump's going to send this to Congress, put the ball in their court, make them make a play, and try to box the Democrats in, because he's got all those Democratic senators that are up for re-election in 2018 that voted for Trump, that the way the political winds are blowing in some of these states, they're probably against DACA, and these Democrat senators are going to have to make a decision. I think a deal gets done.
I think Republicans. I think he kicked it back for 2018 for a reason. I think for 2018 for a reason. And let me tell you why, because this falls right in. I was going to have Lee Snover on today. She is the chairman of the Northampton County Republican Party in Pennsylvania, up there in the Lehigh Valley. First time under her chairmanship of the Republican Party, first time that Northampton County, over 80-some thousand voters there, or more than 80-some thousand voters, but first time Republican Party has won since 1988 under her chairmanship, and she's taking on, not running, but she's taking on directly Charlie Dent, the head of the Tuesday Group. And every time you watch TV, they'll say, let's get some Republican in here, and they find John McCain and Charlie Dent,
or Justin Amash,
right? So Charlie Dent up there, that has become a TV favorite. He is going to have to answer for DACA, all right? So I think the president, he's a perfect example. Now forget Democrats right now. Republicans that are weak, okay? Now we'll have, in 6 months, we'll have a really great really great through the primary season, okay, issue to divide the Tuesday group and maybe get rid of some Tuesday group or some liberal Republicans for conservatives. Now, here's the thing that you got to watch for, and hopefully I can get her on the show this week. Here's the thing you got to watch for is, folks, you're going to have the Charlie Dents of the world, and then you're going to have an opponent. And then you're going to have the conservative that Charlie Dent puts up to split the vote. Watch this, folks. Watch the vote splitter. Okay? You're going to have in these races, these primary races, so they can get the moderate liberal Republicans back in. You're going to have your Republican primary challenger, and then watch a guy like Charlie Dent prop up the conservative, the so-called conservative candidate, to split that vote so they can go back in. Go ahead, Richie.
I'm going to be getting into a lot of that tomorrow, actually, on when I fill in, and also tying that into DACA and the Democratic divide and how it's really become I versus O rather than R versus D. And
all I can tell you is the plate is full. The plate is full. It's full. Richie will be in for me tomorrow from 8 to 10. And again, I'll be back Thursday morning, and I want to thank you for being with us. Don't forget the new FYNTV.com. Going to be a lot of changes. You want to go there and check that out. And that's it. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 8. Don't forget.